Hey, what's up, y'all? RJ here with CV Tech, and today I'm going to do a little comparison between the Samsung Galaxy J3 2016 and the Samsung Galaxy Express Prime. These phones are pretty much identical except for one small thing. Let's go ahead and find out what that is. Let's go ahead and get in with this comparison. Okay, everyone, so on the left here we got the Samsung Galaxy J3 2016, and on the right we got the Samsung Galaxy Express Prime. Now looking at these phones here, you can tell they are exactly identical. Everything's in the same spot as you see there, on bottom, on top, volume, power, everything is exactly the same. Both of them are 5-inch displays. Let's go ahead and get in with this little comparison. So first thing we're going to do, now like I made mention, these are the exact same phones, almost. The only difference is one runs a Snapdragon processor, one runs an Exynos processor. And I wanted to see the differences. Now I'm going to go ahead and say right off the bat, I know nothing about Exynos processors. I don't know what's good, what's bad, have no clue. But anyway, they got to be close to the same, but there's going to be a little bit of a difference in the way these two run. So let's go ahead and go into the CPU-Z. And we're going to see here that on this Samsung here, we have a 1.2 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 410 with an Adreno 306 GPU. We have a 5-inch 720p Super AMOLED display with 303 pixels per inch. I think it's around 294 in real life. 1.5 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of onboard storage with 11.2 out of the box when you get it. Let's go over here and look at this one. Now you'll see here we have the 1.3 gigahertz Exynos 3475. It is a quad-core processor with a Mali T720 GPU. Scrolling over here, we'll see a same 5-inch display, 720p, Super AMOLED. It says 303 as well on the screen vicinity, so it may be 303. I want to say 294, but anyway, 1.5 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of onboard storage, around 10.3 out of the box. So let's go ahead and go back home here, and we'll go ahead and clear. Actually, let's go ahead and look at some of the scores that I ran here. We'll look at Geekbench 4 first. And looking here, you'll see that the Snapdragon did outperform on Geekbench 4. 515 single score, 1375 multi-core score, and 418 single score, and 1229 multi-core score here on the Prime. Now, as you'll see, the J3 Snapdragon runs the 5.1.1 Lollipop, while over here on this one, it runs Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow. Let's go back home, look at N22 and see what it ran. So it outdone it here, 28,731, 26,360 here on the Prime. So like I say, just a little bit faster as what the benchmarks say. So we'll go ahead and get out of here. We'll close all these out, and we'll start in right now with this comparison. That was the J3, YouTube. That was the J3 by a long shot. Calculator. That was pretty close. I couldn't really tell. Calendar. J3. Camera. That was the Prime. Let's go to Google Plus. And that was barely the J3. Go into IMDb. Very, very close, but I would still say the J3 won out. Let's go into Instagram. And that was the Prime, just by a hair. Let's go into Play Store. Prime. Let's go into settings. And AT&T says stopped. So let's go ahead and that kind of messed me up there. Let's get rid of that, and we'll go back home. Go into settings again. That was identical. Let's go into Snapchat, Prime. So let's go into Twitter. And it appears that the Prime is catching up a little bit here. Let's go into Temple Run 2. Now, neither one of these phones here are powerhouses. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, these phones here, they're over a year old. And they're having to, of course, download the configuration. But it still should be pretty close here. So we'll just go ahead and let it run out and see what happens. So it did look like that the J3 did barely win out there on this test. Let's go home. Let's go into Subway Surfer. But these screens really look good. Both of them are Super AMOLED, and they just look really good. I mean, they really do. So let's just wait and see what happens here. My bet's on the J3, but, you know, hey, who knows? It's taking a little while for them to load up here. It gets to one spot and just kind of stops. But yeah, I do believe it's going to be the J3, unless I'm badly mistaken. J3 took it. So yeah, let's go into Crossy Roads. And, you know, so like I say, but you know, one has a Snapdragon. Both of them are right here on, there we go. But one of them is Snapdragon, one of them is Exynos. And, you know, like I say, I don't know what's a good Exynos, what's a bad Exynos, because I don't really keep up with Exynos very much. But comparing these two here side by side, pretty much the exact same phone, the exact same RAM, exact same ROM. You know, and the phone being the exact same, the only difference is one's a 1.2 quad-core 410, and one runs the 1.3 quad-core Exynos, whatever the four numbers was that came after that. So, you know, yeah, there you go. So it did start up here first, again here. So pretty much the clear winner on the first, you know, opening apps test was the J3 over the, you know, Exynos model Prime. So let's go ahead here and go back in to multitasking. And as you see, both of them are taking quite a bit of time there loading up. That was the J3. I seen a little bit of stutter there with the Prime. Back into YouTube. Looks like that was going to be the Prime. Struggling there on the J3. Calculator. That was the J3. Go into calendar. The J3 once again. Go into camera. That was the Prime. Google Plus. Every one of these apps has got to be reloaded, which I kind of figured it. That was the J3 once again. IMDb. That was the J3. Back into Instagram. J3 once again. Play Store. That was the Prime. Back into settings. That was J3. Snapchat. That was the Prime. Twitter. And that was the J3. Temple Run 2. I won't run through these games again, but it did pop up first there on the J3. And so, yeah, pretty much clear winner there. Again, is going to be the J3. Back into Subway Surfer. J3 started up first. And Crossy Roads starts up first on the J3. So the J3, you know, the Snapdragon 410 pretty much took the Exynos model here of the J3. You know, both of these here are really good phones. However, my personal opinion, you know, the J3 did win out on this speed comparison. But honestly, they're going to be about the same. I mean, even though one's a Snapdragon, one's Exynos, both of them are very close. I do, however, love the color scheme though better of the J3 2016. This is the Boost Mobile version. This is from AT&T, as you see the logo right there, and everything else. So yeah, that's just my little comparison here. I wanted to do it. I know these phones here are kind of old and been out for a while, but since one was a Snapdragon and one was an Exynos, both having the same RAM, same ROM, same everything other than the processor, I did want to run this comparison to see which one did outdo the other. And in my opinion, the J3 2016 did take it on the first round and reopening of apps. The Express Prime did take it a few times, but overall it was the J3 2016 on Boost Mobile that actually won out. So if this was helpful and informative in any way, hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Any questions or comments, leave it down below. I'll get back with you as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all in the next video.